Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for being here. In today's video, I am sharing all of my January numbers with you from the first month as a part-time reseller. So if you want to know what I sold, how much money I made, and my goals for February, stick around. In 2020, I was planning to start as a part-time reseller, but I had just gotten engaged, and so wedding planning took over. I was also in my cousin's wedding, so then that was busy. Then COVID hit, and it just snowballed from there. I did sell a few items throughout 2020 on Poshmark. So I did sell 2 items in January for $22, 2 items in March for $38, 9 items in July for $129. August was 33 items for $454. That was also a time where I was not going back to school physically. We were going to be virtual, so there wasn't as much preparation getting back and ready for the new school year. So I did have a lot of extra time on my hands. Then September, I sold 15 items for $283. That was mostly stuff that had already been listed in July. Not able to really stick with my sharing as much as possible with being back into school. Also planning wedding 1.0 took some time and some traveling, so I took a dip there. October, I sold 5 items for $86, November 9 items for $145, and in December 4 items for $66, for a grand total of 79 items for $1,223 in 2020. Then I decided to make this a part-time business. Instead of casually selling stuff here and there, I decided to really focus in on sticking to it every day, sticking to a schedule, being more active on the app and on social media. In the month of January, I listed about 100 items, give or take a couple of those items. I sold 22 items, which was a mix of my personal items and some things that I had thrifted as I started to go out and source from local thrift stores. I made $328 in sales in my first month. I'm not really disappointed in that, actually. I'm really happy that things sold. At the end of the month, I had a really good sale day where I sold, I think, like 6 items. I was really happy to see that. I actually learned a lot in the first month. There was a lot of education. So learning new brands, learning how to source better brands and better items and learning to source items in better conditions, learning how to run this as a part-time business, processing inventory, storing inventory, shipping, the whole conglomerate of regular day-to-day business tasks. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos to learn from others. I'm active on social media, learning from others. So I'm not too disappointed with my numbers for my first month. My best sale was a Kiona animal print dress. I'll put a picture up here. This is my best sale for the month. It was a cost of about $1, and I think it was something I picked up at the bins. My best brands were Torrid and Lane Bryant, of course, the best plus size brands. Oh, and let me mention too that I focused on plus size clothing. I know how hard it is to find really good plus size clothes, so I like to focus on plus size clothing in my closet. I try to keep it at least 50% or more in plus sizes. If you're not plus size, you should still check out my closet and see what kind of stuff I have for sale that is not plus size, and I also have a few men's and kids items too. So Torrid and Lane Bryant were my best brands. I sold 3 each of those brands, and I sold 2 each Talbots and ModCloth. I was really excited to find ModCloth because that's not something I had found much of when I would go out thrifting personally. My best category was tops. I sold 9 tops. I sold 3 each in sizes 1X, 2X, and large. They were my best sizes. 54.54% of the items I sold were plus size items. That's 12 out of the 22 items I sold were plus sizes. There were some new to me brands. That's Kiona. It's a brand I knew about, but I had never owned before. Then Carol, Hotchman, Paper Moon, and Venus were all new to me brands that sold in January. If you watch my other videos, you're going to find out that I'm doing a lot of research on different brands. Being plus size, a lot of clothes from designers don't come in plus sizes, so it's not, there's a lot of brands I have never heard of or never shopped before, simply because they don't come in plus sizes. So I am educating myself to learn about other brands. Now, my goals for February, I have a few goals. First of all, once I start moving into the profit side of February, I'm going to purchase a sweater shaver. I don't own one, but I am going to look around. I'm hoping I can find something that is cordless and rechargeable. So if you have any recommendations for a sweater shaver, could you just drop that in the comments below? And while you're down there, just give this video a thumbs up. My next goal for February, I'm going to redo my inventory storage. I started out with 3 tubs. They fit perfectly in my closet, labeled them and everything. And then it just got a little out of control as I grew from 100 items to almost 300 items and growing. So it got a little out of control. I already started today by making sure my bins are labeled. And I know a lot of people say they only put 25 items in a bin. I have a little bit more because I don't have a lot of space. And after I get everything situated, I think I'm going to do a video on my inventory system. My next goal for February is no sourcing. I have so much inventory that is not processed. So I want to focus on getting the inventory system more organized and then finish processing all of my items that have not been processed before I start sourcing. There were a lot of really good sales, dollar sales, 25-cent sales. If you go back and watch my road trip videos, you will see I had a lot of good sales, and so I did stock up. But the other bonus to stocking up in January when I did is we currently have like 15 inches of snow, and we were shut down for the last couple days. So I don't have to go out sourcing in this bad weather. We have more storms in the forecast for this weekend and next week. I really don't want to be out sourcing in the storm, so I do have plenty to work on at home. My next goal for February is to grow from 260 active listings. Actually, it's 273 as of right now, and growing to 500 active listings as a short-term goal, and hopefully by the end of this year being able to keep 1,000 items actively listed. Now, I do have some constraints on that. I have some space constraints up in my room that I'm using. So I'm going to have to get a little creative with how I'm going to store that inventory. I'm also not sourcing this month, so I'll have to see how I can do my sourcing moving forward. And as my inventory grows, I'll also be selling items. So we'll see if I can hit that 500 mark this month. It might take me like a couple months to get there, but we'll see. It's definitely a short-term goal. I don't have a date limit on it. And my long-term goal is 1,000 items by the end of the year. Now, how am I going to reach my goal? I'll consistently list 5 items per day. If there's 28 days in February and there's 5 per day, that's 140 new listings, which would take me to 400 listings. So I'm going to have to list more than 5 items per day. I don't know if I have enough inventory for that, but we'll see how we get through the inventory this month. I want to list 5 more items than I sell every day so that I'm able to grow consistently throughout the month and beyond. I'm going to continue to do YouTube videos and post on my Instagram. So if you want to see those other videos as they're coming out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. You can ring that notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. It also helps me help other people who want to get into reselling and they're just not sure if they should start. I'm at the very, very beginning stages, and I look forward to teaching others about what I do, whether it works or doesn't work, and seeing how it can work for somebody else. Another goal I have for February is to continue to educate myself, and that means looking at other resellers, either YouTube or Instagram, but not just people who are resellers, but also because this is a business, I'm going to be looking at people who are in business, people who are on YouTube, who are experts in growing on Instagram, because I feel like those are all the pieces that help the business grow as a whole, all those different pieces together. So if you have a favorite YouTuber that is either a reseller, expert on YouTube or Instagram, or just business in general, will you drop their channel down below and maybe their Instagram so that I can see what they have to offer? Thanks so much for helping. My last goal for February is learning about new brands. Like I said before, being plus size, I feel like I have a good handle on those. Like I said before, being plus size, I have a great handle on a lot of plus size brands, but not a lot of brands in straight Mrs. sizes come in plus sizes. So I have to do a lot of research to be able to break into the women's clothing that is not plus size. I'm going to continue to learn about different brands and educate myself on different brands, but I still am going to keep my closet at least 50% plus sizes. When I first started considering reselling as a part-time business, I looked and saw there are so many people selling on Poshmark. There are tons of people reselling on other platforms. One, is there going to be enough inventory? And 2, is there room for another new reseller in the marketplace? And the answer is yes. I think that there is always inventory if you know where to look and you know what to look for. There will always be room for new people in any business. If you are thinking about starting with reselling, I highly encourage you to do so. If you want to come along on the journey with me as I grow my business, please subscribe down below and hit that notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. You can follow me on Instagram at LIFEASLIZREACHS. And if you are not on Poshmark for some reason, you can find me there too. My closet is also LIFEASLIZREACHS. Now, as a part-time reseller, I need to go teach night class. So it's going to be night class, then share my Poshmark closet, processing inventory, making dinner, and then maybe I'll get a little sleep tonight. So thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.